Hello everybody! In today's video we're gonna talk about a topic some of you might be interested in. Getting started into film photography. And on this first video we're gonna talk about the camera. Which camera should you get? Which brand or which kind of camera? Yeah, let's get cracking! The first topic I'm gonna tackle on this video is the camera brands. I can see four categories of them. The first one is the top tier, like Leica from Germany, Contax from Germany also, Topcon from Japan, and Nikon. Nikon cameras were beloved by photojournalists because these cameras were built like tanks, and these cameras are the top of the line. The second category is the big brands, the likes of Canon, Minolta, Pentax, and Olympus. These cameras have a top image quality and also a very good brand recognition. These were considered to be one of the best choices for amateur photographers. The third category is the lesser known brands. These cameras were very high quality. Image quality was top notch and no reliability issues, but these cameras were not as successful as the previous ones. I can think of Yashica, Fujika, and Mamiya, and also Ricoh. These cameras were, somehow lesser known, less reputable, but image quality, no problem, and reliability was also a very, very good point of these. And last but not least, the entry-level cameras. Well, you had the Japanese from Cosina and Chinon, the Russians from Zenit, and the East Germans from Praktica. The way they achieved a lower price for these cameras was usually by putting less features inside and somehow outdated technologies. So you have to keep that in mind when you see a Zenit or a Praktica camera. These were entry-level cameras. These are capable of doing great pictures, but they are kind of featureless, and it's gonna be the topic of a video of mine. So yeah, now you have a summary of the camera brands. I may have forgotten one or two, and if I forgot your favorite camera brand, just put it in the comments down below, and yeah, that's gonna be a good discussion topic. Now that you know a thing or two about the camera brands, we're gonna tackle another categorization of cameras, and this is sort of a personal one. These are the classic cameras and the modern cameras. What we consider to be a classic camera is something like this. It's a manual focus camera, usually with an advanced lever, so each time you take a picture, you have to advance the lever yourself. There is no motor drive inside, although you could put a motor drive underneath it, but it was optional. It's usually made out of metal, and man, they look awesome. These are a piece of beauty. The modern cameras, which is kind of strange to consider this to be modern, considering these cameras were built 20 or 30 years ago. But anyway, these are autofocus camera for most of the time. The focusing is done automatically. There is no advanced lever, everything is motorized, and usually they're made out of plastic. I like these cameras for a very good reason. Usually when you get one, the only thing to do is to put some batteries inside and they will work just fine. There is nothing to do about them. The pros of these modern cameras is they are pretty cheap. These are not collectible items, and besides a few references like a Nikon F5 or a Canon EOS 1 and RS, these cameras are pretty damn cheap. You can get these for, I paid $40 for this, and it's in perfect condition. One of the reasons I like these cameras is they have all the features you need and even more. There is no photography assignment that this camera wouldn't be able to tackle, just like sports photography. Just listen. Yeah, it has high-speed motor drive, not an issue. Another thing this camera is very strong at is all the customization functions. I mean, this camera is literally mine. There are custom functions. For example, when I rewind the film, it leaves the leader out so I can process it myself without having to deal with a film picker or something. The flash could be controlled wirelessly. This is just awesome. And yeah, tons of features, reliable and cheap. What is not to like about them? Well, they're not that cool. But if you are on the market for a cool camera, the Classic is the way to go. The Classic camera is cool because it's basically how everyday people imagine a film camera to look like. It has this metal finish, it feels good in the hands. And if I want to make a car comparison, let's say that this camera is like a Camaro or a '69 Mustang. It's cool, it's nice, it's pretty. While the modern camera is like, a '95 Toyota Corolla. It does the job and it does it well, it's reliable, it has good gas mileage, but it's not as cool as a Camaro, let's be honest. Sadly, these cameras are not flawless. Most of them needs to be fixed in one way or another. For instance, they use some foam as insulation on the back and for dampening the mirror. What it means is that this foam over the years is degrading, turning into black goo, and it's not insulating anything, so they need to be replaced. Some cameras even use a mercury type battery, which is not made anymore, and if you want to find something equivalent, you either have to get some battery adapter or have the camera modified to use modern day batteries. Thankfully, this Canon AE1 uses a modern day battery you can find anywhere in the world. So that's something to consider. So to put it this way, you want this camera if you're looking for something cool, and you want this camera if you want something that is efficient. But in the end, I cannot decide. So I got both of them. And that's fine. Well, now you know what there is to know about different cameras. You know that what is a modern camera, you know what is a classic, and you have some kind of an idea about their brands. Remember, every camera is good if you know how to use it. Some are easier to use than one another, and that's the reason we make specific reviews of cameras. On the next video, we're gonna talk about the accessories you may need for your film camera. That's a good reason to subscribe and hit the notification bell. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye bye.